This is Flip the With Man Jackson. You're watching WGS-TV. Yeah!
Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and ZFX. I'm sorry, formerly with ZFX TV, but not anymore, but well, that's their own fault. Anyway, guys and gals, have you noticed it's going to be a little bit of a different format change when it comes to wrestling reviews and discussions here on WGS-TV? As you guys are watching right now, some WWE 2K15 gameplay as I first start to suck at it and then slowly start to progress and get back into the feel of it. You guys are going to be watching that. While you're watching that, we're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw for the week of February 2nd, 2015, essentially the Groundhog Day version of Monday Night Raw, if you think about it. Anyway, guys and gals, joining me on the review this week is the incomparable Lance Moss from Lance Moss TV. Lance, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Just, that was an announcement.
Yes, we were promised on the previous Thursday Night SmackDown about a groundbreaking announcement by the Authority that would shake WWE to its core. Did we get that? I don't believe we did. What we got instead for the Authority's announcement, first of all, I'm gonna give it to them for all the Super Bowl references throughout the promo. I actually thought that was pretty good. I thought it's kind of funny that they actually brought that up. But other than that, here's the premise of the whole first segment. It was to set up the main event, which would be Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins. And the winner would advance to Fastlane to face Roman Reigns, who agreed to put up his shot at the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania on the line. And we come out to find out the following backstage segment later that the Authority technically could not do that, so they kind of goaded Roman Reigns into doing it. And honestly, Lance, let me ask you this question. Do you think they made this move based on the fans' reactions to the Royal Rumble?
Yes. And honestly, I'm not trying to be an asshole anti-Daniel Bryan guy or nothing. But everybody who's screaming Daniel Bryan should have won, Daniel Bryan should have won. Let me ask you this. Are y'all wanting him to get hurt? Honestly? Because let's not forget, since he's been on this current run, let's see, he has injured Triple H and The Undertaker. Do y'all want him to injure Daniel Bryan too?
Well, yeah, you do bring up an interesting point about that. Anyway, that's pretty much what the whole first segment was, and then Triple H would make the announcement that Roman Reigns not to leave the ring. We ended up facing Big Show with Seth Rollins and J&J Security at ringside, and it kind of went the way I thought it was going to go. I kind of figured that Seth Rollins would get involved, and indeed he did. Behind the referee's back, he would strike would strike Roman Reigns with the Money in the Bank briefcase, which allowed Big Show to hit the Chokeslam, and basically it's just not Roman Reigns' night, as Big Show picks up the win. And Lance, how about this? Something we kind of expected out of the fallout of the Royal Rumble of sorts. Curtis Axel being hugely upset about not technically being eliminated from the Royal Rumble.
He's eliminated now, ain't he?
Yep, thanks to the
what can you say? Lunatic Fringe's king.
Yeah, he definitely is, guys and gals. He definitely is. As Dean Ambrose now has a new mission since he pinned Bad News Barrett the week before, the week before the Royal Rumble, I should say. He feels that he's next in line for a shot at the Intercontinental Championship, and he's coming after that title. And do you know that Bad News Barrett did post up a response on Twitter during the night saying that Ambrose has to get back to the line, but if you pin the champion in a non-title match, I think that automatically boots you almost into the front of the line. But then again, that's just traditional wrestling logic, and nowadays traditional wrestling logic has been out the window, especially when it comes to fans nowadays in the WWE. The Ascension taking on Gold and Stardust, basically just a carbon copy of what we saw on Thursday Night SmackDown. The only key difference is on this one is the Ascension would hit the Fallen Man on Goldust, not Stardust, as Goldust took the loss, and then it was just a complete 180 from what we saw on SmackDown. Instead of Goldust reading Stardust the Riot Act, it was Stardust reading Goldust the Riot Act, and it just keeps. I keep leading to the conclusion, Lance, that this is going to be probably the big split for Gold and Stardust coming up soon.
I'm calling it. It's going to happen at Mania. That's where honestly, that's where Cody and Stardust and Goldust wanted it to be. That's mainly one thing he wanted to accomplish when he came back. That being Goldust.
Yes, definitely. Following that, John Cena would welcome back Dolph Ziggler, Erick Rowan, and Ryback, which was a short-lived celebration in itself, as Stephanie McMahon would appear on the Titantron and make the following matches. It would be Dolph Ziggler versus Bray Wyatt, Erick Rowan versus Rusev, and Ryback versus Luke Harper, which was the next match. And Lance, I got to tell you, every time I see Luke Harper, I am always impressed by what this guy can actually do. A guy his size and the way he moves around is just absolutely a feat to see, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he's been called the next Bruiser Brody, which, for good reason. He's a big guy that can move. So, yeah, great match. Or good match.
Yeah, it was a really good match as Ryback would hit the shell shock on Harper to pick up the win. Following that, we would have Jimmy Uso taking on Cesaro. Jimmy would have Jay and Naomi at ringside. Cesaro would have Tyson Kidd and Natalya. And apparently the way the premise of this match is on the WWE app, Natalya went to Naomi and they were trying to set up a double date for her and Tyson Kidd and Naomi and Jimmy Uso. I'm not sure as to why the WWE creative would think that would be a feasible storyline, but that's the way it went. And apparently Tyson Kidd wasn't happy about that, and neither was Cesaro, because he's trying to form a cohesive unit and becoming a new tag team in the WWE with them. And I've got to say, the finish of that match, Lance, it was just absolutely amazing. How about Cesaro countering the Samoan splash off the top with the Cesaro uppercut on the way down? The key thing to note about that finish, Lance, was timing.
Yeah, because one way or the other, that they would have missed.
Yeah, if the timing wasn't spot on for that finish, it would not have worked. But fortunately for us, it did work, and we got to see it. It was an amazing finish. Cesaro gets the win. And then, of course, Tyson Kidd would throw in a cheap shot to Jey Uso. And one would believe we're probably leading into Fastlane for a tag team title match. That would probably be the big premise for that. Dolph Ziggler and Bray Wyatt. Oh, my God, Lance. This is something the host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, Rick Head, has said for a long time. We really need balls to the wall wrestling, and what we got out of Dolph Ziggler and Bray Wyatt wasn't just that, but I believe it far exceeded that.
Yeah, I mean, when you get two guys like Bray and Dolph, you're going to get gold. I mean, let's face it. There's a reason they called Dolph the show off.
Yes, exactly.
And Bray's just the eater of worlds.
But a couple of spots to mention, definitely one of the big spots. How about that suplex from the ring apron to the outside? And Dolph took that suplex head on, in a sense. Most guys, when you would see them do a suplex over the top, they would usually either land on their butt or they would try to land on their feet or something like that to that extent. Ziggler took it straight as a straight suplex on his back. And oh my God, Lance, every time I watch that spot, I go back on YouTube and I watch that spot, and the only thing that comes to mind when I watch that is ow, 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 ow.
Yeah, some of his were giving me flashbacks to the early 2000s with Jeff Hardy with some of them crazy-ass spots he'd take. Just, yeah, like you said, ow. And from the CWA, Joseph Knight from the CWA said this, that Dolph Ziggler sometimes sells stuff he doesn't have to, but I countered him last night with, but he's getting over as hell doing it.
Oh, definitely. That is definitely the right thing to say. And it kind of fits the gimmick in a sense. As somebody is messaging me on Skype, apparently the hardcore horse of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, Rickhead, does not have the proper recording equipment installed on his computer right now to be joining us for the review at this moment. So we do apologize to Rick and all the fans of HWR for that, and hopefully on the
He's too busy playing with a tone tugger.
Oh, God. Tug toner. If you guys don't know.
And yes, I can get away with that because I'm part of the hardcore crew.
All right. Anyway, guys and gals, as we mosey on away from that tug. Now I can't even say it. Damn it. Anyway. Paige and Alicia Fox with the Bella Twins on commentary. We would get the announcement at Fastlane. Paige would be challenging Nikki Bella for the Divas Championship at the pay-per-view. And I'm sorry for all the interruptions, guys and gals. I do apologize for that. But we would get the announcement that Paige has a shot at the Divas Championship, and that's pretty much what the Bella Twins were doing on commentary. They were trying to put that match over. Paige would get a surprise roll-up on Alicia Fox, pick up the victory, and then next thing you know, Alicia would assault Paige, and then they would the Bella Twins would take some spray tan and start spray tanning Paige like there's something wrong with the way Paige looks. There's nothing wrong with the way Paige looks, Lance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess they're the Bella World Order now.
Or maybe the Bella...
That looked like black spray paint.
Well, the Beautiful People did a somewhat similar gimmick during their initial run in TNA when it came to that kind of a stuff. But anyway, earlier in the night, somebody would approach The Miz and Damien Mizdow asking for an autograph. The Miz, always thought it was him, so he said, no, I'm not busy. Then the fan would say, no, it's not for you. I'd like Damien Mizdow's autograph. And Mizdow obliged and gave him the autograph, which pissed off the Miz. Miz would end up firing Mizdow as a stunt double. Then said, because he practices philanthropy, that he was willing to give Mizdow another chance, but not as a stunt double, but now as a personal assistant. Lance, one question I posted to the Facebook guys out there was, can Damien Mizdow be just as over on the crowd now that he is a personal assistant and not a stunt double?
Yes. Did you see how over he got just standing? He was just standing. He was cracking. Because he could not keep a straight face. They were just chanting. He was just sitting there grabbing his wrist and just standing there. And they were just chanting for him. So I say yes. Although I don't think this is going to last that long.
Yeah, because
this
again,
I see happening at Mania.
Yeah, again, with possibly the official split that everybody's been anticipating for quite some time. The Miz and Sin Cara. Sin Cara, off the distracted Miz, would get a sunset flip pin on Miz to pick up the win. And we were scheduled to have a match with Rusev and Erick Rowan. That didn't happen as Rusev started beating down Erick Rowan before the matchup even got underway. And I think the whole thing was just a setup. Now, yeah, his matchup with John Cena at Fastlane is for the United States Championship. And somebody on Tumblr, which is one of the blogs I post to regularly during shows, was, John Cena was willing to take a step back. And again, somebody's just messaging me left and right. I do apologize about that, but anyway, that John Cena was willing to take a step back towards a secondary championship and try to help put Rusev over even more. And even if they don't put the championship on him, again, it's John Cena not really being in the spotlight, which is what a lot of the fans are complaining about the guy. But here's the thing, though. As much as they're complaining about it, and Lance, I know you don't even like it as well, but here's the key thing. We're still talking about him.
Yeah.
You kind of get what I'm saying?
I just think it's fair in hell he ain't going to be at the main event at Mania.
The main event of Monday Night Raw this week would feature Seth Rollins taking on Daniel Bryan.
Billy, can I bring one thing up, please?
Go ahead.
The botch of the flag.
Oh. Now, do you think that was intentional, or do you think that was accidental?
But that was a botch. Because did you see the look on Rusev and on his face?
Well, you know what? Now, if you think about it like that, it could be intentional, to fit the angle that they're doing with Rusev and Lana and the Russian flag and everything like that. To me, if that was intentional, it would fit and it would actually make sense.
Yeah, but you saw how we all know how Rusev swings the flag, that Russian flag. He was pissed.
Yeah, he definitely was. But anyway, finally, now to the main event, Rollins and Daniel Bryan. The winner advances on the fast lane to face Roman Reigns with a shot at the WWE World Heavyweight Championship up for grabs at Fastlane. Couple of key things that I know everybody's going to want me to mention this, because I even made a note of it in my notes for the review, is the fact that I think probably, how long has Daniel Bryan been in WWE? About 3-4 years now? Something like that. And
longer than that.
But I think this is probably the first instance where we've seen him use the Danielson special, the double underhook suplex into a cross arm breaker spot. And that was one thing that kind of blew up social media in a sense, is whenever they start bringing indie moves into WWE. I mean, the Royal Rumble, it was Rollins with the Phoenix Splash. And now on this week's Monday Night Raw, it was Daniel Bryan bringing in the Danielson special. I gotta say, I love that. I like how they're bringing that aspect into it. Now, when you get the distinction towards this match that this was going to be a screw job, that Daniel Bryan was going to get screwed, and out comes Roman Reigns, who did 3 things. They gave the biggest spear I have ever seen in my life to the Big Show. I mean, he just literally launched himself like Sonic the Hedgehog launching himself from a launch pad and speared the hell out of the Big Show. Big ups to both those guys for pulling that off. That was indeed something to see. He would take out also Joey Mercury as well. And now when the referee went to deal with Jamie Noble, who had the Money in the Bank briefcase in the ring, while the referee was distracted, Reigns would hit the Superman punch on Seth Rollins, followed up by Daniel Bryan hitting the running knee to pick up the win, and it now advances to Fastlane, and essentially we have our main event for Fastlane, Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. Lance, my question to you, was this the right move by WWE?
No. Because you have the 2 big baby faces of the company that usually get all cheers. I know you're a Cena guy, Billy, but he don't get 100% either way. We can both agree on that.
Yeah.
But the 2 guys that beat the all from 98% of the cheering, you don't put them 2 guys against each other, and if they are stupid enough to put Brock against Daniel Bryan, they're just friggin' idiots, because he's probably going to get hurt again.
Yeah, but anyway, guys and gals, on that note, it's now time to go into Facebook fan reviews. Whenever we cover the live shows on the Facebook page, we always go to you guys and ask you guys for your thoughts on every show. And on this week's Monday Night Raw, we're going to start with Della Cruz Danielle, and says, if Lesnar loses one-on-one at WrestleMania to either of the two fellas, who will be going at it on Fastlane? Okay, I think Danielle, you got your question, I think, a little bit, what they call ass backwards right there. I mean, Fastlane happens first, then they go on to WrestleMania. It doesn't happen at Fastlane. But Ricky O'Neill said Raw is fixed anymore. I don't know how to respond to that statement right there. Sorry, Ricky. And Michael Horan, Horan, says, wow, it was a great, awesome show. And you know what? I got to agree with Michael to an extent, because this week's Monday Night Raw is going to get a 4 out of 5. And I can't exactly remember the last time when I've actually said that a Monday Night Raw is going to have 4 out of 5. But this one definitely fit the bill. We had a lot of great matches, some so-and-so segments. But other than that, it was indeed a really good show. Now, if it wasn't for Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryan taking best match of the night for me, it definitely would have gone to Dolph Ziggler and Bray Wyatt, because that was really a really good match with Ryback and Luke Harper closely in at third. Worst match of the night, I got to go Paige and Alicia Fox. And it's not saying anything bad about Paige or Alicia Fox, but commentary, the Bella Twins, stay off them. This is an instance where they have the look, but they should not talk. The Bella Twins have the look, but they should not talk. It's what I would like to coin the Lesnar syndrome. Because I will admit, Lesnar has the look, but he should not talk. Plain and simple. And that is the only reason why I give that one worst match of the night. Lance, what about you? What's your overall score and your picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw this week?
Overall, I can't give it a 4 because the announcement did not live up to the hype.
I got to agree with you there.
I got to give it a 3.75. I got to give it 3.75. Best match? Since you gave it to the main event, I'll give it to Ziggler Wyatt, because it's to me it was you weren't quite sure. They're kind of even par to me.
Yeah.
Best segment, I have to give it to crazy ass Bray Wyatt. With worst, yeah, Paige. That Paige and Alicia Fox match. Worst segment, I gotta give it to the announcement, because ground shaking or earth shattering or whatever is it. Basically, they're just putting a little spin on Owen Hart and Shawn Michaels from '96.
In a sense, definitely in a sense. And did we really see? It's very possible that we saw the inception of the Bray Wyatt Undertaker storyline last night on Monday Night Raw. Now, I'm not saying that that's a fact, that it's 100% positive that Bray Wyatt was calling out the Undertaker, but with all the rumors and speculations out there, it wouldn't really surprise me to see that Bray Wyatt, the person that he was actually addressing, because we all know that he was trying to introduce himself and address someone in that promo he did last night. And I wouldn't put past WWE to have it be the Undertaker, because that's one of the big things that everybody's been talking about for WrestleMania this year. Undertaker, Bray Wyatt. Could it happen? Only time can tell. What we want to know from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Monday Night Raw this week. What are your overall scores? What are your picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw this week? We definitely want to know what you guys have to say out there. Be sure you put your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Lance, what can fans expect to see when they come visit your channel over on youtube.com/Lance Moss TV?
Album reviews, NASCAR discussion videos, Redneck Only Cooking videos, musical equipment reviews, some demos, some rants, and I also have the some of the archives of controversies and scandals from Hardcore Wrestling Radio. Get on there and check it out.
Fans, don't forget to follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/WGS-TV, and don't forget to please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer, where you can see new gameplay videos up every day, 9 a.m. Central Time. I know I've been a little lax the past couple of days. I do apologize about that. Other things have come up, but I promise you guys I will get back on track and get back on schedule when it comes to the gameplay videos. So, with that being said, for the incomparable Lance Moss from Lance Moss TV, I'm the Wrestle Gamer, Double B Billy Bujo, saying, when you promise to shake the WWE to its core, follow through.